All right, today we have section 6.3, dividing polynomials. So this is actually kind of a bigger lesson. There's 4 parts to it. So instead of doing one massive video, I'm gonna do 4 separate videos. This one is just long division. So we're gonna do long division with polynomials. And so we'll do 3 examples and then a practice problem. And the whole purpose of this video is so that you can pause it and go back and rewind it and do whatever you need so that it makes sense to you. With me not being there, or if Miss Rigby's not there, or whoever the sub is, I don't honestly know, but hopefully this will help for whatever the situation may be. So let's get going. So example problem number 1, we have x squared plus 3x minus 12 divided by x minus 3. So it's long division. So we're just gonna set it up like a regular long division problem. You know long division. Let's imagine 20 divided by 5. We solve for what equals to what, how can we get this to 20? We can make it a 4. 5 times 4 is 20. You have to subtract. You have 0 left, and your answer is 4. So that's what we're doing, but we're doing it with polynomials. So let's see if we can make this work. Okay, so we're gonna set up like a regular long division problem. So I'm gonna put my dividend on the outside. And then I'm going to put my base equation here. All right, so let's solve. How can I get x to be x squared? Well, I multiply by x. So now I have to apply an x to both terms and do the math. So x squared, x times negative 3 is going to be 3x. All right, so x squared minus x squared. It's a wash, comes out to 0. 3x minus negative 3x. A negative times a negative is going to be a positive. So now we have 3x plus 3x, which is going to be 6x. I have to bring down my 12. I get 6x minus 12. Now the question is, how do I get this to equal this? I have to multiply it by 6. So positive 6, subtraction, 6 times x is going to be 6x. 6 times negative 3 is going to be negative 18. Do the math, 6x minus 6x washes out to 0. Negative 12 minus negative 18, have to make it a positive, you have 6. So my answer is going to be x plus 6 with a remainder of 6. So x plus 6 are 6. That is your solution. That is long division with polynomials. So let's do another one. So this one we have 9x to the 4th plus x cubed plus 11x squared minus 4 divided by x squared plus 16. So how do I set this up? Just like long division. I'm going to do x squared plus 16 outside the bracket. Inside the bracket, I have 9x to the 4th plus x cubed plus 11x squared. What you can't forget is you are skipping a part. I don't have an x term. So when I do it like this, I'm going to put in a plus 0x and then just continue going along my way. You should always put this in because it will help you in the long run. All right, so now let's do what we already did. How can I make x squared equals 9x to the 4th? 9x squared. Okay, so now we do it how we would here. 9x squared times x squared is going to be 9x to the 4th. Now you need to apply this to here, and you get 144. So 9x squared times 16 is going to be 144x squared. Positive. So what I did was I put it with the x squared because they line up. You can put it here, but you're not applying it to the x cubed. You're applying it to the square. So it's easier just to line it up where it should go. So when I do the math, 9x to the 4th minus 9x to the 4th washes out to 0. X cubed minus 0 just comes out to x cubed. 11x squared minus 144x squared. So now we subtract. This would come out to negative 133x squared. Drop this down, it's just 0x. So it's almost like it's not even there. So what I have left with is x cubed minus 133x squared. So now I need to make this equal to this. So how do I do that? I multiply by x. Positive x. X times x squared is going to be x cubed. And remember, this is always subtraction. So this isn't a negative number, it's just subtraction. If you want, you could put brackets around it. I usually do that just so it's easier for my mind. But let's continue. X and 16x is going to be positive 16x. And now we solve again. X cubed minus x cubed washes out to 0. You drop your 133x squared because you have nothing here to subtract it. And then this would come out to 0x minus 16x, which is negative 16x. And then I drop what I have left, which is negative 4. And now we solve again. So how do I make x squared equal to this? I multiply by negative 133. Negative 133. Solve. X squared times negative 133. Don't forget it's always subtraction. So then here, negative 133x squared. Because a negative times a positive is a negative, we already do subtraction, so we leave it like that. Now I have 133, negative 133 times 16, which is going to come out to negative 2,128. And now we solve. This washes out to 0. We drop here and we get negative 16x. Negative times a negative is a positive. So now I have negative 4 plus 2,128, which is going to come out to positive 2,124. And that's my remainder. But I'm not going to write r. I'm going to write minus, and then I'm going to make a fraction. 16x plus 2,124 over my divisor. X squared plus 16. This is your solution. So you should get 9x squared plus x minus 133 minus 16x plus 2,124 over x squared plus 16. All right. Hopefully this is making sense. If not, you can always rewind, play it again. But let's hop into example number 3. Example number 3, we have x squared minus 3x plus 1 divided by x minus 4. So hopefully you figured out we're just going to set it up like long division. X minus 4 on the outside is my divisor. And then x squared minus 3x plus 1. All right, now we have to make this equal this. So let's go for it. If I multiply x by x, I'm going to get x squared. So I can put x here. When I do this, I'm going to do subtraction. Positive x squared minus 4x washes out to 0. Negative times negative is a positive, so this is going to be plus x. Drop this down, plus 1. All right, how do I get x to equal x? I just multiply it by 1. X plus 1 minus positive x minus 4 washes out to 0. Negative times negative is positive, so this is 1 plus 4 makes it 5. My solution, x plus 1, remainder of 5. Again, I hope this is making sense. And now I'm going to give you this practice problem. So let's erase this middle one. Hopefully you have it down. If not, remember, the video. You can pause it, you can rewind it. So if I erase this, okay, so here's your practice problem. You're going to take x cubed, let's see, x cubed minus 13x minus 12 divided by x minus 4. Okay, so like I said, this is a practice problem, so go ahead and pause the video, work this out, and then you can play the video and see if you got it right. So, let's go ahead and solve. I need to set this up like long division. So I put my divisor over here. X minus 4, x cubed. Hopefully you didn't miss this, but there's no x squared term. So what do I have to do? Plus 0x squared minus 13x minus 12. All right, so now we gotta solve. So if I multiply x by x squared, I'm going to get a positive x cubed. I'm going to get a negative 4x squared. This is going to wash out to 0. This is going to be negative times negative, so it's going to be a positive 4x squared. We drop our negative 13x. Now how can I make x equal 4x squared? Well, I just multiply by 4x. Plus 4x. Now I have negative a positive 4x squared. Negative 4 times 4x is going to be negative 16x. This washes out to 0. Negative 13x minus negative 16x, remember, positive. Negative times negative is going to make it positive. So this would give me a 3x. And then I drop my negative 12. And now we do it one more time. I get x to equal x, or 3x. So I have to multiply by 3. 3x is going to be what I have. I am then going to take 3 times negative 4, negative 12. This washes out to 0. Negative times negative positive. So negative 12 plus 12 is 0. We have no remainder. Your solution should be x squared plus 4x plus 3. So hopefully this is working for you. If you're seeing this, then I think it was at least somewhat good. I know it's weird. I'm in here on Tuesday. There's no school. I'm by myself. I'm talking to the sky. So hopefully this works for you. Hopefully it helps explain the lesson. And good luck. Next, we're going to do synthetic division.